Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 2 of our YouTube Forever Lantonio. I'm Lance.
And I'm Antonio.
And we are so excited that y'all joined us. We hope y'all enjoyed episode 1. Episode 1, if you haven't seen it already, was all about who's the mama. And what we're doing is we're talking about our surrogacy journey. So Antonio and I, for those of you who are just catching up, we are married, we're husbands, and we have been together
16, 17 years now?
17 years together and 4 years married.
So you losing count too? Yes, 4 years.
Yeah, 4 years married. So that's our journey, but we're currently in the midst of our surrogacy journey.
Yeah, no, this is exciting. I think we're at a point where life is changing.
Life is definitely changing.
But in a good way.
Yes, and I don't think this had happened since our first one, but we've had our gender reveal since our last episode, and it was amazing. We had family, friends, loved ones. Of course, the online response was all over the place, as to be expected. We have a lot of love and support. Also, we had a lot of hate on our gender reveal video, but it was absolutely amazing. We're finally ready to reveal the decision that we made as far as our egg donor. I know y'all been wanting to know. Y'all been asking, rolling up on us in the D, asking about the egg donor and the surrogate and all this stuff. So we want to tell you about the egg donor. Are you ready for that information? Here it is. We chose to continue to let y'all know that it ain't none of your business. The fact that you brought your nosy self over here thinking you was going to get that tea, that deserves a subscribe in and of itself. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Y'all nosy ass.
Not telling you.
Today's topic, I know last time we said we were going to talk about
known versus unknown.
Known versus unknown.
So when we say known versus unknown, we're talking about the egg donor. And that's in terms of how much information do we know about this person. I guess when you're describing the process of like unknown versus known, there's like different levels to it. So there's unknown where you get no personal identifying information about the person. You strictly just get their pictures. You get maybe some background information on like maybe their grades, what kind of interests they have. And then there is semi-known where you get everything that I just listed, plus maybe you get maybe their full real name. So some identifying information, but not really enough to go off of.
To track them down.
And then there's fully known where you get all of their information. So their full name, they also get all of your information. And then you also can meet this person face to face to have like a full conversation. So in the unknown, you do not have that face to face meeting. It is strictly just going off of their profile and you choose that person and get their eggs. But yeah, with known, you can actually see them face to face and have a conversation. So yeah, we were torn how we wanted to be. I wanted to be known and Lance wanted to be unknown.
I want to be completely unknown. And just to take a step back for those of you who maybe still learning about the surrogacy process and the whole journey. So as far as our egg donor, we went through an agency, an egg donor agency to find our egg donor. And it's like, you know, I don't want to say it's like a catalog, but I guess it is kind of like a catalog. It's a catalog of donors. And like you've been saying, you can read through, see all their information. So just everybody's clear, we found our egg donor through an egg donor agency. Now, what was the price? I think that's a whole nother episode where we'll dig into pricing and
don't even get me started.
We'll go through all of that with y'all because we want you guys to be well educated about this process. At least for how our journey was. But yes, I mean, do you want to, y'all, this was hard.
Do you want to talk about like why you didn't want to be known?
This was so hard for me. Like anybody who knows me, like if you really know me. So yeah, I'm a social media entity somewhat, like, you know, because of my business and, you know, I've had like a TV show on VH1. So I'm used to being in the public spotlight because of my business, my brand and things like that. But even so, I think those who don't know me and just know me through social media but don't know me personally, I'm a very private person. I really am. And I don't really know if there's a reason behind it. It's
who you are.
It's just who I am. You know, different lives have come with different experiences and it's just who I am. And when I thought back about to the reasons why we decided to go this route anyway of having an egg donor who was separate from our surrogate, we intentionally wanted that separation. I think it was like a protective measure. Like, you know, we wanted those levels of separation. So for one, the surrogate, you know, you hear these stories, didn't feel like she had, you know, a right to this child, even though we've gone through all the legal processes, paperwork, you know, we've done all of those things. But I guess there's just a small part of me that thought maybe this could cause issues down the road if there was too much that was known and this person changed their mind and their perspective and start seeking our child out. And not to say that I want to hide things from our child. I think with age and with understanding and maturity, when our child is ready for the right to ask the right questions and to get answers, we can provide them with the information. But I don't know. It was just scary to me.
The way I saw it is like, I think it's natural. Like, I try to put myself in like baby Grayson's shoes. Like,
Right. Grayson's
when,
our son because we didn't do the name reveal. So,
yeah,
spoiler alert, the name is Grayson Saint. So, little Grayson Saint. I'm sorry. Go
yeah,
ahead.
no, yeah. So in my mind, I'm thinking like when he gets a certain age, he's gonna naturally have questions.
For sure.
And I fully believe in protecting him from that information while he's young. But I feel like when he's an adult, if he wants to like know her information, find out who she is, like who am I to stand in the way of him being able to have that information? And the only way for me to ensure that I can give him that is for me to know her now, or
Right.
know her in terms of getting her information now. That honestly is where I was from. And then I also, I work in, insurance and all that stuff. I hear about issues. I'm like, what if he needs like a kidney, or he has just some rare blood type, and like she's the only one that can save his life? Like, I want to be able to call this girl and be like, hey, this is what's going on. I need you to save my baby's life. If I don't have her information, I may not be able to do that.
This is not what many would consider a traditional process, right? And it's also not a traditional situation in the sense where a mother has maybe given a child up for adoption, and then there's that yearning to find that motherly role later down the road. This person is giving of their eggs in exchange, in exchange of financial return, with the understanding that they have no desire to serve a motherly figure or motherly role in this child's life. That's not why they're doing this process. They're doing it to bless another family, to maybe earn a little extra money. So I guess a part of me also felt like I was trying to protect my child from the misunderstanding and heartbreak that could come with trying to seek after a person who never had the intention of playing like a motherly role in their life. Because that's just not how this is set up. That's not the intention. That's not the roadmap for this. I don't know, you guys. I don't think there's a right or wrong answer to
Yeah,
this. I mean,
not.
families decide what's best for them. And I think what Antonio and I decided after lots of, oh God, a lot of conversation about this. A lot of conversation about this. Is we decided to go?
No.
No.
Yeah.
But there's also like levels to the known. It's like, isn't there like a
There is semi-known.
Semi-known.
Where you get like first name, but no like last name and stuff like that. So, but we went fully known, so we have like full information.
I'm just interested to know, like in the comments, like I want to know, what would you have done? What would you guys do? Like, what are your pros and your cons if you were in a situation like this and you had to decide whether or not you wanted to know your egg donor? What would you want to know them personally outside of their pictures and their documents? And there's a lot of like another thing that we can maybe talk about this more at a later date. There was an extensive testing and genetic screening process back and forth. This person did have to be screened by a psychiatrist.
Mm-hmm.
So they had to go through psychiatric screenings and evaluations, as did we. We had to go through psychiatric screenings and evaluations as intended parents in this process. And so, there's that little kind of semi check mark off the list that, okay, maybe this person isn't so crazy, but some people are so crazy that they can hide the crazy enough to get away with being crazy until they just crazy. Do you know somebody who's so crazy that they can hide the crazy just long enough until it's exposed they're crazy?
I do.
Antonio. Seriously.
But yeah, tell us what other topics you want to hear. We definitely want to continue this surrogacy chat. So let us know what you're interested in. I don't know what the next episode will be yet.
I don't know. You want to find out what the next episode is. So many things I want to talk about with you guys. Of course, I want to talk about pricing so you guys know what that looks like. I think, I also want to share more about just our journey and how we got to this point personally, our family dynamic. I will tell you this baby is being born into so much love, and we're so blessed. It's been a journey to get to the place that we are now as a family dynamic. I just never imagined it could be as good as it is, and I'm so blessed for our parents stepping up and just supporting us, and our friends who have become family, even our neighbors. We're just surrounded by so much love that when sometimes we do experience things, there's that part of putting yourself out there online where you're going to get, some people don't understand and they're going to say things that aren't so nice sometimes, and it comes with the territory. I try not to. I've learned just from my past years of reality TV and things like that. Don't read the comments. But I mean, who are we kidding? Sometimes I dig into the comments, and baby, don't get. Sometimes I respond. Okay.
I'll read the comments. I think it's funny. It takes a lot to hurt my feelings. So
no, it's not about hurting feelings.
I don't think I'm not saying your feelings are hurt. I'm just saying like people can say whatever they want in the comments. It literally, I be on to the next.
So yeah, I mean, another thing we started the process of designing Grayson's nursery. So we'll maybe give you guys a little preview into that whole ordeal. It's been like a whole thing. So I also want to tell you guys about some of the challenges that we have faced on this journey. This has not been a journey that has not come without its obstacles. We started this journey over 2 years, almost 3 years ago, and we're finally at the point of, being over the halfway mark to delivery and meeting our little one. So I want to tell you guys a little bit about that part of the puzzle too. If you're not already doing so, be sure to like us on Instagram at Forever Lantonio. And of course, subscribe to the YouTube channel. You're here. You may as well subscribe. You hopefully have watched episode 1, this is episode 2, and I know you're ready for episode 3, so go ahead and press that subscribe button.
Click that button.